Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you already know who it is. It is your boy Lewis, and I am back once again with another banger with yet another video. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to always receive the latest and greatest content I truly provide. I truly appreciate you guys for always taking the time to watch my videos, and make sure at the end of each video, make sure to share this video. It'll only help the channel grow. Truly appreciate it, guys. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day so far. Ladies and gentlemen, I am getting so sick and tired of this whole fourth place narrative that these idiots from the 3-6 Mafia continuously to defend. If you tell me, yo, if these guys were to make an all elite excuse defensive team, they'd be making first team every single year with the amount of excuses that they continuously make for this guy, for part of the LeBron nut huggers that they are. And here in this segment, they are going to talk about how now LeBron's groin injury played a huge factor into the Lakers season. So they're probably going to leave out some context, but I'm just going to help them out, you know, just being the good person that I am. And I'm pretty much going to fill in the blank for the amount of excuses that they're going to come with. That loser, four eyes with the glasses over there, CC, who doesn't stick to football because he thinks he knows everything, and he knows everybody because he grew up with them. Either he taught them in high school, either he played with them in college, or he grew up sitting on the front porch with them because he knows his dad or his brother. And then you got Toucan Sam Fruit Loops himself, Nick Wright. Or should I say Squidward? Or should I say No Chin? Nick Wrong. And then you have one of the most idiotic moderators in the history of sports in Jenna Wolf. But anyway, they're going to talk about it, and I'm just going to chime in with my input.
A little hindsight, CC. You think the Lakers would have made the playoffs if it weren't for LeBron's injury?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think they would have made the playoff. I think it's fair to say, I don't think it's an excuse, but it's not only LeBron, but the Rondo thing. You can't have both of those guys out of the world.
Wait a minute. You see how I just exposed you right there, CC? You're now making excuses, but you're saying if it wasn't for the injury that they definitely would have been in the playoffs. Was LeBron the only player injured? Because last time I checked, he wasn't during the 17 games that he missed. As a matter of fact, there was some idiot in the comments talking about saying that, oh, how Rondo was out when the Lakers blew out the Warriors with LeBron. Rajon Rondo was playing that game. As a matter of fact, he was the one with his leadership and his aggressive play was what kept the Lakers afloat. His leadership was the reason that they won the game. But as we continue, you will hear more and more excuses.
Because there are a lot of things that not on the stat sheet, but the overall leadership and what these younger players need, someone to stabilize the ship. You can't have both of them injured because...
Let's be very clear. Rajon Rondo is the leader of this team, not LeBron James. I don't care what anybody says. LeBron James is an amazing player, but he is not the leader. He's never been a leader, and he never will be a leader. That guy continues to lie to the media, and the stands just believe it. They could believe it if they want. But whether you like it or not, LeBron has been let exposed out here in the West.
The effect from a leadership standpoint, when you get injured in sports, you lose a lot of your leadership. Like Kevin Durant, he couldn't lead last night. Professional athletes do not listen to guys that are hurt. Like, you lose that feel. We saw that with Nick Foles. Man, what was Carson Wentz doing? Cheering. Like, you lose your leadership because you're not here to help us. And it's amazing. It's like you're on a different team when you're hurt compared to when you're in the flow of things, even if you're injured and still playing. So, yes, I think it's fair to say Christmas night, they beat Golden State. I mean, tremendous win. LeBron goes down.
No, and nobody, sorry to interrupt, just real quick. On Christmas night, that was when the Lakers were still...
Damn, I think Nick is starting to finally step up for himself and, stand up to Chris for usually all the times that Chris interrupts him, and now he interrupted Chris. He's probably learned from Chris all this time now.
If you fall down, stay down until your teammates get there to pick you up. Nobody thought the veterans and the young players were disconnected. Like, LeBron said it there. He said, now maybe it's a little revisionist history, but he said, I thought I was connecting with the young guy.
This mofo said a little bit of revisionist history. You've been doing revisionist history ever since you keep thinking that LeBron's the GOAT, but...
I thought, and then he was gone, they lost, the Anthony Davis thing happened,
He, along with Ingram, along with Kuzma, along with Lonzo, along with McGee, along with Ingram, along with Rondo, along with Josh Hart, let's not forget about that, Yeah, Nick, see that face you're making? Yeah, exactly, because I just told the truth on your ass.
Failed to reconnect with the young guys, and it all went askew. But on Christmas night, nobody thought. Even Chris Mannix had come around.
Where were they? They were in fourth place
They
in
were
the West?
fourth place in the West, and I know it was real tight, fourth to
They were
eighth.
there.
I'm gonna stop you right there because let's be real. The Lakers were in fourth place. Big deal. Why do I say big deal? Real big deal? Simple. The Clippers were in first place. The Grizzlies were in second place. This was when the Clippers had Tobias Harris, and this is when the Grizzlies had Marc Gasol and Mike Conley. The Rockets were 14th. Teams in the West either got off to slow starts, and they had injuries too, just like the Lakers. And when you look at everything now, Anthony Davis was even being talked about possibly being traded to the Lakers since December, even before Christmas. And here's another thing that people fail to mention as well. Even if the Lakers were 17-10 at Christmas time, they had lost 6 out of 10 games right before they played the Warriors. They were 4-6 in their last 10 games. How come nobody fails to mention that? Yeah, because like Nick said, revisionist history, because this is what they do. They hang on LeBron's nuts and they ride till they die with the falsified information that they continuously to provide on these networks. But like I said, real ones know out here because this is complete total BS. What has happened now? The Rockets are the number 3 seed right now in the West. With the loss, they probably slipped back to 4th, and with the Thunder moved to 3rd. But Marc Gasol got traded to the Toronto Raptors. Tobias Harris got traded to the Philadelphia 76ers. And the Memphis Grizzlies are 13th in the Western Conference. The Clippers, even without that, they're still 7th in the West. LeBron's come back from the injury and they've been no better. So my question is, all NBA teams have injuries. You need to deal with it and stop trying to hang your hat on that. The Lakers didn't have no 15-game lead. They were only up 2 games. They were 2 games separated from 9th place, 2.5 from 10th. Enough with the excuses.
But they were right there, and they were whooping the Warriors.
But then after that, and I like the fact too, LeBron, he's starting to get a little more insight. He slipped a couple of times. I'm gonna say slipped because
What are you talking about, CC?
I got injured. He said I tore my groin. Steph strained his groin, missed 11 games. LeBron tore it.
This is where, again, LeBron gets exposed because according to reports, remember when he said he felt something pop, he said he had dodged a bullet and he would be back very soon. Reports kept going back and forth of how he was only going to be out for a week. Then he was about going to miss maybe possibly 2 weeks. Then it said he probably might miss a month. Then he would probably come back in this and this and this. This time, LeBron James ended up missing 6 weeks. And they never mentioned anything about torn groin. Now LeBron says to the media that he tore his groin. Once again, LeBron if you really pay attention, LeBron this season has done a horrible job of covering his tracks. This is why, ladies and gentlemen, I continuously tell LeBron, keep your mouth shut and just play basketball. But instead, he exposes himself without really not paying attention. Because if you really pay attention, it's like, wait a minute, dude, but you said you were going to be back in no time. You can't. And to me, he did that long-waited layoff because he probably could have came back a little bit sooner. Yes, a groin injury, yes, those are very lingering, and I get all that. And Steph had a strained groin, and he missed 11 games. But what I'm saying is I felt like all of this was to see, one, to get away from Luke's system so you can implement the LeBron system. Because this is what I honestly think it boils down to. There's a lot of factors that play into this, ladies and gentlemen, and this is what you have to think about. And that's exactly what I think is the biggest key here. All of these distractions basically told me, was LeBron going to be allowed to use his system? That's why he wants Luke gone, so that he can control the narrative.
He hadn't been saying that. He said he hurt his groin, but when you tear
Exposed.
you could see when he came back, he was not at the weight that we saw him.
Like I said, he was either faking his injury or the injury was a lot more serious than than we originally thought. That's pretty much what it is. That's exactly what it is. The injury was probably more serious than we really thought. And I'm going to say this, despite all this drama that's gone on, LeBron quitting on his team, putting Anthony Davis in there, making the comments passively, aggressively, publicizing, criticizing his teammates in public, Yet the Lakers are still mathematically eligible for the playoffs. Now, it's going to be a long shot. They have a chance to make it, but I'm going to say I don't think the Lakers are going to make the playoffs. You can't make excuses like this when you're losing to some of the worst teams in the league, even if you still have a groin injury. You should not be losing to the Phoenix Suns, to the Cavaliers, to the New York Knicks, to the Memphis Grizzlies, to the Atlanta Hawks. No excuses for those. None. Because the worst part is that they lost to the Knicks at home. These are teams that are purposely tanking, even though that the Atlanta Hawks have actually improved. They've actually gotten better in this 2019. They're actually, in their last 15 games, they're, 9-6? So, they've actually gotten better. So they're playing well. But still, these other teams are purposely tanking. Like, they're not in contention for the playoffs. They're trying to get that number 1 pick or top pick in the NBA draft. And this is what I said. This is what killed the Lakers season. They had winnable games early, and they were losing games down the stretch. LeBron James, I could tell you, lost about 2 or 3 of those games at the free throw line. But they want to hang their hat on 4th place and the groin injury. And when it's LeBron's fault for not choosing not to play defense and show leadership, it's a team sport, it's a team accomplishment. No, you've been exposed, guys. The LeBron stands and the 3-6 Mafia, you have been exposed.
On Christmas night, you could see he didn't have the cardio, didn't have the wind, didn't have the stamina. When he went to the button to push it, Jenna.
Or maybe it was because he went to the biogenesis and maybe they really couldn't supply him with the vibranium that he was hoping to have in his body. Or maybe he went to South Beach into American Airlines Arena to see if he could find that old Heat jersey when he said, I need to activate playoff mode. So I want to, since Miami's kind of like East Coast LA, I could kind of say, hey, playoff activation mode, put it on, right?
Like, oh man, he didn't have LeBron activation mode. So
yeah, because LeBron thought he could go to Staples and get that easy button and say that was easy. Wait, why isn't the easy button working? Because this ain't the East, bro. Welcome to the West Side. Welcome to the Western Conference.
all those things are accurate. But if LeBron James is healthy,
Yeah, it's accurate.
the Lakers are going to be in the playoffs. Now, if he just has his normal season, we're going to give him 5.
With everything that's happened and that the Lakers could possibly make the playoffs, this is how I think things would be. If it wasn't for the groin injury and LeBron and the Lakers were losing the way they were to some of these tanking teams, guess what? They would possibly be having a winning season, maybe just barely, but they would probably be the 9th seed. Because when you look at things right now, the Spurs and the Clippers are 7th and 8th right now. The Clippers are playing really, and it's funny because the Clippers were what? They are what? 10-3 since trading Zubac. Magic was such an idiot for that. So that's how we got to look at things, man. That was a big loss, believe it or not, trading Zubac. And the Clippers have benefited most. And that was after trading Tobias Harris, their best player.
6 games where you can take off for load management, all those types of things. But if he doesn't miss those 18 games.
Look where LeBron has started. His load management BS that he tried to use against the Golden State Warriors is now the same thing that they're using for Kawhi Leonard. The Raptors are just being cautious with him, but let's face it. This is what they do, man. Find another way to try to excuse the 3-6.
The Lakers are going to be in the playoffs. And listen, all of that's true. And, of course, that was the key moment. Now, was it salvageable when he came back? Maybe. If Anthony Davis never demands a trade.
It was manageable if LeBron had not told AD after taking him out for 2 for 20 to demand the trade in public with his colluding partner, Rich Paul. That is what killed this Lakers season, because what you told the young guys is, I want you guys to play at your best so you can be expendable. So then I can control the narrative and tell these organizations, see, yo, these guys are very talented and they have a lot of value, Thank you for giving us a superstar we needed, and you can have these guys. If they play like trash, well, that's not on me. That's on you because you chose to trade them to us. That's what the message was. And basically, LeBron said this to AD so that it makes it seem like if AD's in control of his legacy. But I told you, if you guys saw AD's face, he looked confused as fuck when he was trying to answer those questions about him trying to demand a trade. And like I said, look where his fate is at. Karma is a bitch, ain't it?
And the team stays more connected. Is it
Nick, cut the crap, man. That's all you want to do. Blame Luke Walton. Like I said, look, man, his rotations may not be the best at times, but let's be real. This team chose not to defend when he's told them to play defense. His rotations have not been great, but Luke is not the problem. The products on the floor are choosing not to defend. LeBron does not want Luke as coach because he wants to implement his system. Why do you think LeBron would love to have Tyronn Lue back? And Tyronn Lue had health issues while coaching LeBron. The brother came in with, brown hair, and he left with white? Come on, man. And that was just in 3 years. You would have thought he got 20 years older by the time playing with LeBron. So, see, look. This dude must have been high off of coke when he's been talking, man, with the nonsense he spews out.
Yeah, I think it is. If they don't have, you have a list in front of you of awful losses, off during the injury and post-injury. Yeah, it's probably, but yeah, of course, the key moment's the injury. But here's the thing. You guys know this about me, sports or otherwise, I'm a history buff. This is how the injury.
No, the thing is, you choke on LeBron's nuts so much. That's the thing. Maybe I should get you a bag of called chock full of nuts, man, and you could choke on those.
NBA works. It is moments in time that are fork in the road for LeBron. How dare Skip brings up all the time, and he's not wrong in some regard. The Ray Allen shot. If Ray Allen misses that shot, LeBron doesn't have a chance to go 37 and 12 in Game 7, and the Heat blueprint is considered a failure. On the flip side, the game.
How about this? How about the fact that Ray Allen doesn't hit that shot? LeBron has one less championship on his resume. Ray Allen did save the season for the Miami Heat. But the stands are going to use the excuse and say LeBron played his heart out. LeBron was having a terrible 2013 NBA Finals. He was not playing great. The best game he played in those series was Game 4 and Game 7. Those were the only two games he played well in terms of shooting, but he was struggling throughout that series. Because that's the thing. Because LeBron fans love to say that, oh, LeBron haters just tend to nitpick all this kind of stuff. But I'm looking at it from the totality. I'm looking at context. You just want to say, oh, well, LeBron had 16 in the fourth quarter. I'm not saying that he didn't do those things. You got to look at the totality. LeBron was not having a great series against the Spurs in 2013. And that's with Dwayne Wade and with Chris Bosh. Yes, the super team that won 2 championships in 4 years after making 4 straight finals. I'm going to say it again. Dwayne Wade was watching tapes of Michael Jordan after they lost the first championship run to the Dallas Mavericks and said, I'm going to see how he played off the ball in the championship years in the triangle to help LeBron implement his LeBron system. That's why it worked in Miami.
We were at after the Cavs won their first title. If Kyle Korver hits his shot, Zach Lowe just wrote a whole story about this. The great NBA Finals we missed out on because Kyrie was playing at his best level.
Listen, this is how stupid LeBron James is, and then people keep raving about his high basketball IQ. 2017 NBA Finals Game 3. I still remember this. Draymond Green has 5 fouls. I remember LeBron drove right, and Draymond Green slipped so bad he was caught flat-footed. LeBron James could have caused Draymond Green to foul out. No, what did he do? He goes right, then he stops, then he goes left to pass to Kyle Korver. Don't give me that whole right basketball play. The right basketball play in that instance was to go to the rack because Draymond Green wasn't stopping you. And he either lets you get those 2 points or he fouls you and you have a chance to win Game 3. But you didn't do that. And what happened? Kevin Durant comes down the lane and you already know the rest. Hit that pull-up 3 in transition and put the Warriors up 1. It's just little details like that, man, that could be the difference between winning and losing a basketball game. So stop with the whole if he passed to Kyle Korver. Now you're trying to make Kyle Korver a scapegoat. He's paid to hit the shot, but let's be real here. If LeBron is the GOAT, the right play should have been you recognize you had a mismatch. And instead of taking that mismatch, you froze and passed it to a 3-point shooter. No excuses on that.
LeBron's, like, what would the narrative have been if Korver makes that shot? If the Cavs beat the Warriors with Durant, and then you're on my side on the and my guy.
But then the team would have played well. Kyrie Irving balls out, and you would have said it was still all because of LeBron James. Cut the bullshit, Nick.
Jay, I was there for a bunch of them. There was a bunch of times he passed to guys wide open, and they
Here we go with Chris Carter coming with that BS as well. Let me be very clear. The 1993 NBA Finals. Yes, Jordan. I mean, let's go to 91 when Jordan was passing the ball to John Paxson and he was hitting shots. Correct. But Magic Johnson is not a great defender, and he left Paxson pretty much open that entire series. So let's make that very clear. So Magic did a poor job defending his position. That's one. But give John Paxson credit for knocking down those shots. But Jordan trusted Paxson, so cut it out, Chris. But then back to 1993 in Game 6 when they were facing the Phoenix Suns. Michael Jordan got the ball off the inbound. Michael Jordan was dribbling the ball. He went behind the back. I forgot who was guarding him. But when he got in a little bit of trouble, he passed it off to Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen was the one that caught the ball, and he dribbled right to the middle of the floor, which one of the assistant Phoenix Sun coaches kept telling the Suns, do not allow dribble penetration. First of all, their mistake before that was letting Jordan score all the way to the basket, being up 4 with a lot of time remaining. And then Dan Marley hits that air ball. Scottie Pippen calls timeout. And then we get back to this play. So Pippen dribbles to the middle. They went to double Scottie Pippen. Pippen passes it to Horace Grant, and Horace Grant passed that ball so fast. Because if you guys remember, Horace Grant only scored 1 point in Game 5 of the NBA Finals, and he was not having a great series. He passed it so fast to John Paxson because he did not want to be the reason that they possibly could have choked on that play if they were to get to possibly tie the game. Did you see how much space John Paxson had, all from that development? They went to go double Scottie Pippen on the drive because Scottie drove to the middle of the floor. That's how John Paxson got that shot. So that's what's so stupid about that 1993 narrative, or the narrative that, oh, it was always passing the passing and he always had help. And then the Steve Kerr. Jordan got doubled because he knew he was going to get doubled. Steve Kerr told him, I'll be ready. He passed it and he knocked down the shot. He trusted Kerr in that situation. Enough with this nonsense, man. You can say that about the 0-2 Kings, and like I said, I've already talked about how many times how they possibly, like I said, they could have gotten again. You know, it was rigged and all that for them not to win, and the Lakers end up three-peating. Even with all that, man, the Kings still missed 15 free throws in a Game 7. So despite all that, yeah, it should have never gotten to that point. They still had the advantage, and they couldn't take advantage of it. You missed 15 free throws in the most crucial game to take you to the NBA Finals. Mike Bibby was the only one who really wasn't nervous out there. Everybody else was playing. I was even saying Bobby Jackson, because Bobby Jackson shows no fear. That dude plays his heart out. But some of these other guys, Vlade, Peja, Doug Christie, all of them, they were pretty nervous. Turkoglu, so I'm sorry, but I'm not buying into that.
Moments in time that we build narratives around one.
The same that you 3-6 Mafia people keep doing? Yep. Let's be very clear. LeBron James is not in the prime of his career. He's not. People keep saying that he's in his prime and he's not declining because of the numbers. Once again, man, LeBron James stopped playing defense in the prime of his career. So on one end of the floor, he already quit. So you can't be in the prime of your career if you're considered one of the best two-way players and you stop playing defense in the prime of your career. Yes, LeBron has been called the GOAT. All I hear is LeBron hitting you with 38 and 8 since the injury. LeBron averaging triple doubles in the last 6 games. LeBron is giving you 27, 8, and 8. What more do you want him to do? Play some goddamn defense and be a leader, because you keep saying you're the leader of the team. People keep proclaiming you to be the GOAT. You called yourself the GOAT on your own show, and the Lakers are not winning. And now what makes it worse is Brandon Ingram has now... He has a disease, a blood clot in his shoulder that's going to keep him out of the season. And Lonzo Ball got shut down for the season. So now LeBron has really only got Kuzma and everybody else. And the veterans haven't really been playing well up to this point. So Nick Wright, he's not in his prime. Because if he was, he would be doing both. He would be playing both ends of the floor. See, if LeBron James can defend, if he would adjust his game. But he's so naive and he's so egotistical, he's not going to do that. Because he feels like he can ride the guy's coattails so he can get the credit for carrying the quote-unquote offensive load when he doesn't need to do that. He doesn't even need to have the ball in his hands. That's why he has he turns the ball over so much. And people keep talking about, oh, yeah, but Kobe Bryant, most missed shots. LeBron is third all time in missed shots. And LeBron is still playing, so he's going to pass. And don't get me, well, Kobe did it in a short amount of time, but LeBron's going to be leading all those categories by the time he's done. Oh, but top 10 in assists, but also he'll be the all-time leader in turnovers in the playoffs as well, which he probably already is, and also with the most missed shots because he passed Kobe Bryant on most missed shots in the postseason. So I don't get it, man. Which one is it, 3-6 Mafia? Because y'all keep trying to move the goalposts, and then every time somebody brings you with facts, you use the same argument. You're running out of excuses.
Are you? Or should the Lakers trade you? Yes. Hey, listen, it's not unfair. Right. That is how.
You see, at first I thought about this to think that maybe it's possible that they could trade LeBron James, but when I think about it, these Western Conference executives they pay attention to what goes on, and these guys talk behind the scenes. They pay attention to see what LeBron James is doing, and trust me, they're gonna look at him and say that, well, you know, he still gives you offensive production, but it's like it's a really declining value, honestly, because it's really a depreciation when you think about it, because he doesn't defend, and look at all this drama he's causing in Lakerland. So when you really think about it, he doesn't really have the value that you really think. And then it's like, is it really worth it to try to get LeBron James? I just don't know if it's possible to be able to trade him, even though it would be a nice option. It would have to be a team, like I said, who would be willing to take his contract, who would be willing to take him and would accept it. I just don't think there's going to be teams that are going to want to do that. And that's just the reality of the nature.
Basketball works. That's how, by the way, football, like what is the narrative on those Bills teams? If Norwood makes the field goal in the first Super Bowl, like this is just how sports are.
So existential of you this
Well, no, but I mean, that's just how it is.
Shut up, Jenna.
Nobody should pity LeBron or the Lakers. Like, that's what happens. And
narratives are created by small, tiny things or decisions or moments.
And last
Hey, congratulations for exposing yourselves for not even realizing it. Good job, Jenna. Good job.
point, we never think about the things that didn't happen. How many times in LeBron's career did he avoid the wet spot? How many times could he have torn his groin? Were those?
That's a good question, Nick. How many times did LeBron avoid the number one slot? He did it in 2017 and he did it in 2018. Don't believe me? Just look at the way how both seasons turned out. Because I remember the Cavaliers were actually one of the best teams in the first half of the season in 2017. They played 500 basketball. They were one of the worst defensive teams. And when you were looking at the matchups, there were matchups that they really were trying to avoid because LeBron did not want to go through such a grueling road. And Nick kept talking about how, they dominated the East with a 12-1 playoff record. That's all they kept talking about. But they avoided two potential matchups that would have made their road to the conference finals that much tougher. But nobody's ever going to want to talk about that. They won't. Because they wanted to make it seem like they didn't defend and they couldn't get that top seed and then they were breezing through everybody. I'm telling you, man. Look, the Eastern Conference has been LeBron's blanket.
Been championship seasons. This one would be a championship season either way. So that's just what happens. Now next year, don't slow.
It wasn't a championship season either way when you kept saying that the Lakers possibly can make the Western Conference Finals and actually go to the finals when the Lakers had the fourth best odds to win an NBA title when LeBron James signed there. Man. How I keep coming with these CVS receipts.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the...
No, really, thanks for watching. Thank you, guys. Appreciate the time for you taking the time to watch this video. So that was pretty much it on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments with this revisionist BS that these guys continue to spew on TV. This is why I don't watch them. I just watch them for the sake of it. I enjoy Nick. Anytime that he widens his eyes and starts to stutter, you know he's lying about stuff. He's very delusional, just like the rest of the fanboys and just like the rest of the 3-6 Mafia are. But anyway, man, this is your boy Lewis with another one, man. Yo, like I said, man, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Bless up. One love. Peace. Thanks for watching.